You ever have a flashback of what past you said and just realize how past you was joking, but now future you is living that reality?
And then after syllabus week, things get too real. So,
thanks, past Bree. Love you. I think this week is gonna have to be about priorities in the midst of madness.
it's me, Bree, and I'm back better than ever!
There was a time when I thought I knew everything, but here I am and I know practically nothing. Teach me how to call it.
Look, so here's some things that I realized this week. Number one, Ohana does not apply to your homework, okay? You think it would, but your homework definitely gets left behind. Number two, Hakuna Matata can apply to your homework.
It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's all philosophy.
I saw The Lion King at the box this week, so any Lion King reference is necessary, obviously. Moving forward, do you know your top 5 life priorities? No. That's what most of you feel like. I do, however, but only because people taught me how to think about said priorities. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I recognize last week we talked about organization, and just because you organize yourself and you make your list, it really doesn't mean that you're gonna get to everything on your list. And sometimes it just makes you feel like trash or just really sad because you're ambitious. I'm ambitious. I make 20 item lists for 24 hours. I'm supposed to get one thing done per hour. Let's be real, it's just not a thing. It's not. And it's weird because in my head, I think it is. I really do. I feel like you should be able to do one thing in an hour. But does laundry get done in an hour? No. Does cooking get done in an hour? Not good cooking. Does laundry, we already talked about laundry. Does homework get done in an hour? 40 pages of reading. Nah. So you've got to know what your priorities are. This applies to homework, this applies to hanging out with friends, this applies to Netflix shows. You've got to know what are the top 5 things that matter most to you. And so that's what we're going to talk about this week. By having your priorities, it makes making decisions easier because it's not, do I want to do this one thing, but rather does this one thing stand to my 5 priorities? Makes more sense. So let's get into it. My top 5 priorities. Shout out to the living room, first of all, for helping me understand this. They did a message they did a message called the struggle bus back when I was a freshman, and I've still got their top 5 priority thing on my mirror. You saw that in the intro video thing. My top 5 priorities are: number 1, Jesus, bless up. Number 2, me. But really just like self-care and like sanity, just making sure that I'm okay. You gotta take care of myself. Number 3, friends and family. Number 4, the pursuit of knowledge. Number 5, and miscellaneous adventures like this week's. It's beautiful. Don't you wish your banana bread looked just like mine? Guys, my bread is done. It's a loaf of bread! Alright, so here's some tips and tricks when it comes to applying the list that you make in life in your organization, as well as what to do with your priorities once you have them. Number your list. It's a lot like this analogy my mentor Tim told me about. Think of your life like a really big cylinder, okay? And you've got 3 categories of things. You've got big rocks, you've got pebbles, and you've got sand. You put the sand in first, okay? You're like, cool, filled up some of it. You put in the pebbles, it's almost all the way full. You go to put in the big rocks, nothing's gonna work. And you're like, I can't fit everything in, trash. So you go and you try again. You put the big rocks in first. So I'm talking making sure that you get enough sleep, making sure that you eat regularly, making sure that your projects are done, right? And then afterwards you go and you put the little pebbles in. So going to the gym, putting your laundry away after it's done, certain homework assignments, you know? And then you go and you do the sand things. So that's hanging out with friends, going out maybe to the club if that's what you do, or going and getting food, Netflix shows, depending on if it's a show that's good for your integrity. Like for me, I'm a film major, so I can excuse Netflix as a big pebble. You know, a big pebble rock, whatever. That's why it's not valid. I lie to myself every day. Anyway. But when you go back and you put those in order, the pebbles fit in the spaces where the big rocks leave. You shake it around a bit, and you go to put the sand in, and you think, I don't have enough time. But you do, and everything fits perfectly. So make sure you number your list and you know what is what, so that you can fit as much as possible in a good amount of time without stressing yourself out. The next tip is to have grace with yourself. You know, you're not perfect. You are human. You are beautiful. No matter what they say. Don't let your words bring you down. Which brings us to the third tip. Watch your self-talk. Don't tell yourself you're trash. Don't say you're a failure. Don't just scream at yourself. Don't be disappointed at you because you didn't get 20 things done in a day. If you got 5 things, if you got 1 thing done, you're doing better than other people. And it's not even about comparison. You're doing better than you could have done. So at the end of the day, just do what you can do and be happy with that. Go to sleep, wake up tomorrow, try again. It's fine, it's fine. All right, the next tips kind of go hand in hand. Work smarter, not harder, and therefore master your finesse. That's the jam, just saying. What that means is just because you feel obligated to do all of your reading all the way through does not mean that's what you're supposed to do, per se. If you can skim it, skim it. If you can read the last sentence of every... Look, somebody told me read the first and last sentence of every paragraph and you will get the gist of it. That's truth, okay? If you know enough to discuss in class, that's all you need. If you need to read more to do your reading assignment, then do that. But balance those things, because the reality is, in college, the deeper you get, the more pages they want you to read. I'm a junior, I've got 5 classes. 4 of my classes have at least 40 pages worth of reading for every day. I see them twice a week. That's too many pages. Too much. It's too much. And oh wow, it's a really small book. Lies. It's all lies. Okay? You gotta balance it. You gotta master the finesse. So if you gotta hit up that Spark Notes, look, do you, baby, alright? And last but not least, know yourself, okay? Lion King reference. Remember who you are. Understand your energy. Recognize that fluctuates. Understand that your level of capability does not always match those around you. You are the top 5 people that you hang out with, but just because those 5 people can do more than you does not mean their capability is your capability. It might be your goal, but that does not mean that it is what you are at. So shoot for the moon, but recognize that you might not have your spacesuit yet. So do not suffocate in space. Don't do it. It's not fun. Been there. Jesus saved me. You know, it's all good. And those are the things. Other than that, recognize that your list can change. I think I said that earlier, but those are the things. So, two sides of the coin. Organize your life, know your list, have your goals, be ready to make the most of your time, but know what matters most so that when you do go to spend your time, it is spent wisely. And that's all. So I'll see you guys next week on Teach Me How to College. Thank you so much for coming back. I love y'all. You love y'all. It's lit. And bye.